What's up, people? We are back with more of Sound of Drop Fall into Poison. I believe we ended the previous video just before the director was going to tell his side of the story of what happened at Manten Aquarium and why things are as weird as they freaking are over here. So yeah, let's continue. 5 years ago, Manten Aquarium experienced financial hardship. With diverse options for entertainment and a more direct subway system, customer traffic decreased as people were flocking to towns other than Manten. The management of the aquarium was seeing large costs from the purchase of exhibits, the large amount of feed required, and the cost of paying for the employees. Also, due to the location of Manten Aquarium, the cost of transporting seawater is high. In addition, the deep-sea fish booth that served as the centerpiece at the time used the latest technology and required enormous maintenance costs due to its size. I was being pressed by many decisions, letting go of employees, reducing display space, the widening of the target demographic, and the closing of the deep-sea fish booth. I couldn't bring myself to cast aside anything from my beloved aquarium. I tried to do the impossible in the hopes of producing results, but in the end, it boiled down to a confrontation with Saginu Mariko and those who stood with her. I was eliminated in the most rational way possible. In other words, I was killed. I was made to look like a one-job accident or on the job. The director continues, unperturbed by my trembling. I rise to my feet and reach out a hand to Sayo. She is also listening quietly to the director's matter-of-fact way of speaking. Her form seems so fragile. I'm unable to touch the image she is projecting into the light. Despite my position amongst management, I let her know, in not so subtle terms, how I felt about her. This gave her all the motive she needed. I have no doubt that my murder was, in some part, because I pushed her too far. Beside me, Sayo lowers her head. However, she listens carefully to the director's monologue. I study the director's face and wait for the rest of the story. Then, Saginu Mariko sent all of the fish in the deep-sea fish booth to their deaths. There were 1,217 of them in all. They were probably those employees who had their doubts in regards to the recurrence of unlikely accidents. Those that knew even the slightest bit about our management stuck their heads in the sand and just dismissed it as a cost-cutting in some way. That's awful. By all rights, it is something father should consider as a manager. Yes, at times, such a thing becomes necessary. Saginu Mariko held neither reverence nor regret towards the fish she, a human, killed. She probably smiled while killing them, forcing them to bear the brunt of her rage and grudge against me. My soul was already here. It's hard to put into words, but I'm what you might call a jibakure, a spirit bound to this place, sympathizing with the souls of all of those fish. I offered up my soul to Manten Aquarium. So then, the grudge you and the fish bore created the world I am in now? The director nods with a serious face. I instinctively swallow. The red Manten Aquarium. I've taken to calling it that, without regard for when. They took vengeance to dispel their regrets. It didn't matter if it involved people or fish. They merely turned to anger. There was nothing I could do. As a human, with an independent will and emotions, my soul was the cornerstone, but the fish were the ones to rule Manten Aquarium. There was no distinction for the value of life. The thousands of fish spirits overpowered my own sense of reasoning. Then why now? I am sorry, but I don't clearly understand it either. I may be ubiquitous throughout this red Manten Aquarium, but I am merely a core that bore its grudge, nothing more. There are far too many things I cannot explain. But if I were to venture a guess, I would think that my reunion with Sayo has led my soul to stop producing negative emotions. Upon becoming useless, I was probably ejected from the Red Manten Aquarium. Theories and such probably don't matter, Mayumi-kun. It's thanks to you, bringing Sayo and I together, that this miracle occurred. I don't need any further explanation than that. The director smiles peacefully. He probably doesn't remember the details of what he put us through. If he did, he wouldn't be smiling. Still, it isn't like the director is directly responsible for his sins. Sins are born from a person's ill will. If I trust the director's words, then that isn't the case here. It isn't in me to bear hatred for something with no form. A cornerstone. Having lost me, the one directing their malice, the fish spirits should also disappear. They should cross over. The director says in a relaxed tone. After some thought, does that mean that it is over? In other words, the Red Manten Aquarium will disappear? If my theory is correct, that is what should happen. In turn with my soul's disappearance, the Red Manten Aquarium should begin to crumble. This isn't something I know for sure, merely a hunch. But it seems I am a part of Manten Aquarium after all. Please don't lament the fact that I will disappear. It was your courage that rescued us from this place, this Red Manten Aquarium. I didn't save you. My words of denial won't come out. Surely, the director is satisfied already. After having his soul bound for 5 years and squeezed for every drop of malice, just releasing him was saving him, so I can't dilute that fact. Before we part ways, I'll return this to you. This keychain. Sayo hands me a keychain. It is a droplet-shaped keychain, one with a jellyfish attached. It was unmistakably the keychain from my memories. Why, Sayo? You were running without watching where you were going, and you ran into me. Don't you remember? When I was chasing Mari, I ran into someone. That's right. Himeno picked it up in all of the confusion. It was something incredibly precious to me. It never seemed like something someone could mistake. Even now, I still don't understand the mix-up. I finally realized that you had my keychain when I looked at it, and that the one I picked up was yours, Mayumi. Thank you. So it wasn't that Himeno lied. The mix-up was because there were two lookalikes. I hand the keychain with the starfish charm to Sayo. The father and daughter smile at me from within the sticker picture. This piece of their lost past leaves my hands. As I hand it to her, I am unable to touch her. However, the treasure safely lands in Sayo's hand. Why didn't you tell me back then? Hope, probably. What do you mean? I won't say any more than that. I am about to respond, but Sayo speaks without giving me a chance. You know, I'm a bit jealous of that Himeno girl. Why? Think about it yourself. You're so mean. Sayo grips the keychain tightly and shuts her eyes. She takes a small breath, then nods. You walked a different path than I, Mayumi. Even now, I think so. Yeah, Mayumi, what you've done is resolve yourself to save the both of you. I don't want to think that I'm wrong. However, you aren't wrong either, Mayumi. The world is a place with few answers. Sayo laughs with a ha-ha, then smiles. This seems out of character for her, but Sayo's smile is very natural. Surely this is the girl's true nature. Nah, the cool Sayo I spoke with first is the real deal. Just as Sayo said, there's no perfect answer anywhere. Regardless of the director's choice, there were none that could have led to a perfect solution. Even so, we all must choose, even if it means casting aside that which we didn't choose or we don't choose. I wasn't able to be like you. I was filled with a weakness I couldn't account for. Sayo, you aren't weak at all. You saved me. Her eyes closed. Sayo shakes her head. Mayumi, you have strength that I don't. You won't fall apart at the truth. You will save Himeno, no matter what. Thank you. I'm sorry. In the end, it doesn't even matter. Hey. Huh? Nah, nothing. I don't care for stubbornness after all. The light surrounding Sayo grows far brighter than the light surrounding the director. Gradually, Sayo's silhouette grows dim. I understand. This is the light of Sayo's life. Bye-bye. Yes, bye-bye. I won't say see you later or anything. If you find your way here after 100 years, I'll just turn you away. There's no way I could live that long. I was unable to stop my emotions from overflowing. The drops of light spilling over melt into the even stronger light. It's the same for Sayo. She would probably get mad if I say so I won't. But, well, Father, I'll go on ahead. This time, you can follow me. Essentially, it's decided. Sayo is my friend now, so as much as I continue to struggle, I won't break so easily. Oh gosh, bye-bye, Sayo. No, she's disappeared. By the time I've wiped away my tears, Sayo's light has already vanished. The director closes his eyes and begins to pray. Seeing me stand up, he quietly opens his mouth. I don't know exactly what will happen when this place crumbles. Before it happens, I think it's best that you get out of Manten Aquarium. I want to ask you about Saginuma, Riko-san. She's still alive in this aquarium, isn't she? The woman who killed not just the director, but his daughter too. Her insane smile is etched into my mind and won't disappear. She shouldn't be living. I can't remember it clearly, but I do know this Manten Aquarium did exact its vengeance on her. If she's still here in the aquarium, then she's nothing other than a ghost. She's a captive soul, bound here by the grudge and malice that pervades this place. If so, when this place crumbles, she'll disappear as well. You needn't worry. I don't need to worry? Is that true? Those things left behind in time will not change. I understand. That and... Yes? What is it? You didn't see a girl called Mari somewhere, did you? She looks like Sayo when she was a child. Perhaps, like you, she became a spirit and is in this Manten Aquarium. I have asked the disappearing director something that has caught his attention. If he is one with Manten Aquarium, then perhaps he does know something. However, that hope is quickly dashed. I do not know. Ever since my death, my mind has become rather vague and fragmented. Is that so? However, as it is vague, I cannot definitely say that she isn't here. In the deep-sea fish booth where I lost my life, there may be some truth, even if I do not know. Speaking of which, Director, when you were under the influence of the grudge, you told me to leave. Did you understand somewhere deep down the danger of this place where you were killed? I wonder. Honestly, I do not know. Well then, it seems my time has come. Director! I can no longer stay here. I realize it may be irresponsible. However, it seems this alone I cannot fight. In this world, there are powers that go beyond human understanding. Please wait! If I wait too much longer, I won't be able to follow Sayo. When I reach the other side, I will pray for you. that you may be saved and blessed. Oh God, the director is going too. We're alone once again. I don't need you ghosts, I'll be fine on my own. Never thought I'd say those words ever. I don't need you ghosts. I am unable to stop him as he is wrapped in a brilliant light, just as Sayos was. In the next moment, his form is gone. Was he able to cross over? My question is directed at thin air, so naturally, there's no reply. I wonder if this is a time when you should say, congratulations. Thinking it over a bit, I look up. In that position, I close my eyes. Congratulations, you passed over to the afterlife, or whatever you want to call it. Please, find peace. Before I realize it, I'm alone again. But it's alright. Even if something happens, I will not fail. I have prepared myself. Well then, I have to walk on. Oh, this is so what? This choice. So basically what we can gather from what the director has told us is that it's at least his hunch, yeah, that basically all the malice and whatnot, it's gonna slowly start to disappear because he was sort of the cornerstone, the core of everything that we're just gonna call it the Red Manten Aquarium well, which is sort of, I guess, the bad version of it, the part that sucks up people and kills people and whatnot. That part is slowly going to disappear because he was the centerpiece of that entire thing. It all started with his death, so that's where the foundation of it. So now that he has moved on, everything else, because he's the one that died, he's the one that created it, that started it, but then all those 1,217 fish or something, when they died, they basically took over and they grew inside of that malice of the director and whatnot, and it just fused together. I don't know, but yeah, now that the director has moved on, the fishes don't really have something to hold on to with their malice, so they should slowly start to be disappearing, so everything should be going fine here. But they said that the aquarium might just start to crumble because that's the hatred and the malice and whatnot was actually the only part that kept the aquarium up and going so far, I think. So we have a limited amount of time of what to do, and basically the choices that we have to have right now is either return to Himeno's side, our dear and precious friend, or head for the deep sea fish booth where the director said the truth may lie there as about Mari. So it's either just once again the choice of, do we save Himeno or do we go after trying to find out what happened with Mari? The thing about it is, yeah, if we return to Himeno, I'm not sure if she's alive or whatnot, but she is actually a live person right now. Mari is something that happened 5 years ago, and even if we find out the truth about her, she's most likely not going to be alive or whatever. So it is just like, I think in this regard, it's like it's better to try and save a living human being than trying to find out the truth about what happened very long ago that might not end up with a happy ending either. So basically the first one is just finding out the truth but having no happy ending, I'm guessing, and the second one is probably having a happy ending with Himeno, I hope. But yeah, as usual, if this results into different options and whatnot, we're always gonna return and pick the better one, or at least pick all of them in the end. So I think we're gonna go with Himeno for this one. Shouldn't doubt too much. Himeno. I've run all over Manten Aquarium, returning to the stage. Oh, she's still there. You. Having reached the shed of on the edge, I caress Himeno's form as she lies on her back. She's alive. For that alone, I'm incredibly happy. Are you okay? Her face red and feverish. Himeno seems to be suffering. There seems to be some change. She is no longer spewing out the parasites that were consuming her body. Could it have stopped? The parasite's strange propagation and assault. Maybe they were linked to the grudge of Manten Aquarium. Now that the director has crossed over, maybe the so-called curse has vanished as well. Please let it be true. In other words, at this point, Himeno had been freed from this absurdity. And now all that's left is to get her out of here. Take her to the hospital, get her on an IV, and restore her strength. Let's do that. Let's go. Let's get going. But I can't carry you on my own. Physically, there's little I can do. At times like this, I regret my own lack of motor skills. Oh please girl, you can do it, just believe. Isn't that there are like multiple stories, yeah? I know this is a true fact that there's like, wasn't there like a story about a woman that like gained super strength momentarily because she saw her child in danger, and then just something inside her just, I have to save my child, and she lifted a car off her own child just to save him. Like, those things can actually happen. You just have to believe and do it. There's no such thing as physical limitation. You just gotta do it. I'm starting to sound like Shia LaBeouf here, which I don't want to do, but yeah, it comes down to just doing it. I glance around the room, looking for something that can help. This is it. There's a hand truck for moving boxes. They probably have large tools and such on hand for the shows. I can do it. With this, we can make it. I call out the suffering Himeno, to the suffering Himeno many times. I bring the hand truck over to Himeno and somehow set her on top of it. From there, I get a vigorous start. We charge through a route with few ups and downs, heading for the gates. Run for it, girl! The hand truck is slicker than expected, so I push it with all my might. It's only been a 5-minute dash. Having reached the finish line unharmed, I stand completely still before several turnstiles, one right next to the other. Finally, we made it here! In just a number of steps, I'll be able to save Himeno. If that's the case, I can keep going. At the moment we pass through the ticket gate, it feels as if we are enveloped in light. Together with Himeno, I head past the light. Oh yeah, head towards the light. I'm a-comin', Mom! I don't know why I said that. She's not dead. What? Uh-oh. Doesn't this seem familiar? I think this was the exact same picture of a previous bad ending, so I guess this is gonna give us a bad ending as well. I just know it. Because we haven't, I don't know. I mean, we found part of the mystery behind Manten Aquarium, right? So we never know. It could be a bad ending, we don't know, but let's just continue. A week has passed since that dramatic escape. There is no change in my physical health, and the weakened Himeno is in the hospital even now. I came to pay you a visit, Himeno. Lately, I visit her hospital room every day. Every time I go to see her, she is so happy. Everything seems to be going good so far. Haha, thanks, Mayu. Looking at the sickly Himeno is painful. If I could, I'd get her out of the hospital right away. Well, it seems to have to keep me a little longer for observation. Just wait a little longer. Lying on the bed, Himeno smiles at me. I always just, kind of look away when the screen starts going black, because you never know what might pop up. I don't remember if it started that day or not. Despite the fact that she is hospitalized, Himeno's condition has deteriorated. Uh-oh. Even after a month has passed, Himeno has lost her enthusiasm from just before our escape from Manten Aquarium. As each day passes, her condition worsens. At the suggestion of Himeno's parents, she has changed hospitals, but her circumstances don't seem to have improved. Himeno, I don't know how much time has passed. It's probably been half a year since we escaped the Red Manten Aquarium. The amount of words Himeno says has drastically decreased, and it has become difficult for her to eat on her own. Himeno, why? I wanted us to eat ice cream together. We had so many fun things ahead of us. My heart overflows from its very core with thoughts and feelings. Smile. Once more! I don't know how many times I've said these words in this hospital room. However, she shows no hint of a reaction. Himeno's attending physician says, quite bluntly, that the cause is probably something unknown to science at present. Then doesn't that mean that I wasn't able to save Himeno? No, I don't want us to say goodbye here. It doesn't matter how many years it takes, if I can see that smile again. So please, please save Himeno. Oh, where salvation lies. Yep, that was a bad ending after all. I sort of suspected it from the exact same room, because that is where we ended up after we escaped from the hospital. Aww, look at her, poor Himeno. Alright, well, as much as I try to get out of here as soon as possible, it seems that we just have to dive deeper into the trying to find out the truth. Or at least, we need to find out what's happened with Mari. So, we gotta head for the deep sea fish booth. I reach for the small handle under the director's office. Wait, just a little longer, Himeno. I have no time, but that means I have to be all the more careful. In a way, this is Manten Aquarium's final puzzle. The closed down deep sea fish booth. Everything will be settled there. There has to be an end to the red Manten Aquarium. Embracing the vigor in my chest, I pull open the small door. So yeah, we're gonna save the deep sea fish booth for the next video, so thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace!